You are welcome to Literature Hub 247, your free online literature class. This video is about an African poem titled Not My Business. Not My Business is composed by Niyi Osundare, and the poem is one of the recommended African poems in the WAEC 2026 to 2030 syllabus. Let's first consider the life history of the poet, that is, about the poet. Niyi Osundare was born on March 12, 1947 in Ikere, Ekiti State, southwest Nigeria. He earned his first degree in English at the University of Ibadan, Nigeria. His master's and PhD were earned at the University of Leeds and York University, Canada, respectively. He became a professor of English at the University of New Orleans in 1997. Niyi Osundare is a renowned African poet, linguist, and dramatist. His incursion into poetry is influenced by the oral poetry of his culture, that is, Yoruba. He has written a lot of poems, plays, and writings. One of his poems, titled The Leader and the Led, is in the 2021 to 2025 WAEC syllabus. Not My Business was published in 2005 and is one of the recommended poems in the 2026 to 2030 syllabus. He has won several awards nationally and internationally. Now, this is the introduction to the poem, Not My Business. Not My Business is a timeless narrative poem composed by Niyi Osundare, a Nigerian poet. The poem was published in 1992 and it addresses some salient topics like oppression, student loan, apathy, and carefree attitudes. The consequences of all these are reflected in the poem, the aftermath of remaining silent in the face of oppression and injustices. Now, I identify some expressions in the poem that might be difficult to understand, and I also provide the poetic meanings, that is, meanings according to the usage of the expression in the poem, according to how the expressions are used in the poem. We have Not My Business, which means it doesn't concern me. The belly of a waiting jeep, inside the jeep. A lengthy absence, detained for long. Her job was gone, she got sacked. Its usual silence, back as usual. This is now the full analysis of the poem, Not My Business. The first stanza opens with the narrator telling us about the picking up of Akane, the maltreatment meted out on him in the course of the forceful arrest. Let's quote from the poem. They pick Akane up one morning, beat him soft like clay, and stuff him down the belly of a waiting jeep, quote unquote. The first stanza gives us the impetus of what the poem is about. It draws the attention of the reader to the injustices that will be unfolding. That is, the first stanza just gives us the highlights of what we are going to read in the poem. Akane is arrested in broad daylight, beaten mercilessly, bundled into a waiting jeep, and detained. The poet further reveals that Akane was arrested when he was eaten, that is, when the poet was eaten. This shows the extent of the oppression, vulnerability, and helplessness in the society. The people don't fear anybody, and anybody can be arrested anytime without minding who is watching. That is, despite that the poet is there eating, Akane was still arrested. The poet, who is a witness, shows apathy and unconcernedness to the arrest. So far, the arrest doesn't stop him from eating. So the poet feels that it's not disturbed, that he's not stopped from eating his yam. So he feels unconcerned. Now from the poem again. What business of mine is it? So long they don't take the yam from my slippery mouth, that it's not his own business. So far, it's not the stop from taking his yam. The narrative continues in the third stanza with the arrest of Danladi one night. He was arrested when the old house was sleeping. This shows the extent of the impunity from these people. Danladi is dragged out in the presence of the poet and detained for a very long time. The poet still feels unconcerned since he is not disturbed. The new stanza tells us about the sacking of Chinwe. Chinwe is presented as a dutiful worker who has never been found wanting in her job. She is sacked without any query, warning, or probe. This shows the level of injustices being meted out to the people in the society. The narrator also feels unconcerned since he is not affected. The seventh stanza brings to the fore the aftermath of feeling unconcerned when the injustices are being perpetrated. The narrator who feels unconcerned when Akani, Danladi, and Chinwe suffer humiliation and injustices is the next victim. When somebody fails to stop victimization, he becomes the next victim. They come for him one evening when he wants to eat his yam. He did not consider or stop his hand from taking the yam. He is arrested and bundled into a waiting jeep. Let's go from the poem. And then one evening, as I sat down to eat my yam, he knocked on the door, froze my hungry hand. So, his hand is frozen, that he cannot even pick the yam, talk less of eating it. The narrator symbolizes the people who show apathy in the society, especially when injustices are being carried out on the people. If he had intervened when Akane was arrested, maybe they wouldn't have come for him. But he is unconcerned since his well-being is not affected and his own share comes eventually. The strong message is sent here. If we feel unconcerned about the sufferings of others, we are risking becoming a victim ourselves. Also, if we see something, we should say something. What goes around comes around. The characters are created to reflect every part of the society. This indicates that injustices, likewise apathy, take place in every society. It is not limited to a society. You see that the victims are from the different parts of the country. So it means that the injustice is everywhere. Now these are the themes of Not My Business. The first one is apathy and indifference. The poem condenses in all totality the attitudes of apathy and indifference. When an issue doesn't affect some people directly, they feel unconcerned. They put on the toga of Not My Business, quote unquote. We also have brutality and injustices. We see in the poem how the people are brutalized and unjustly arrested. Akane is beaten soft like clay. Danladi is dragged out to a lengthy absence. And Chinwe, a dutiful worker, is sacked without any notice. We also have aftermath of apathy. The narrator remains unconcerned as a witness to all the injustices since he is not affected by the oppression. He eventually becomes a victim when they also come for him. This is the result of feeling unconcerned about another people's plight. The poem teaches us to speak out in the face of oppression and injustices so that we will not become victims one day. The man dies in him who remains silent in the face of oppression. If you don't stop victimization, you will also become a victim, like the poet. We also have authority. The poem exposes the people who are the aim of affairs in the society. The leaders are supposed to seek the welfare of the people, but turn them into slaves. It reflects on how they wield their authority over the people and how they oppress and intimidate them in the name of ruling the people. This shows of oppression and intimidation suppress people and take away their voices from them. We also have social responsibility. The poem gives some instances of injustice in the society and the consequences. This serves as a call to action to the masses and to be aware of their responsibilities as citizens of a country. You don't just keep quiet and feel unconcerned while people are being oppressed unjustly. Now, these are the poetic devices used in Not My Business. We have dramatic. If you look at the poem, you see that it can be dramatized. The poem presents the poem in the form of a narrative, hence it can be dramatized. The characters of the unconcerned narrator, Akane, Danladi, Chinwe, and the oppressors can be created and modeled into a play. We also have the use of repetition and refrain. Repetition is introduced in the poem to lay emphasis and call attention. A stanza is repeated 3 times in the poem to highlight the narrator's indifference and apathy to the different brutalities in society. What business of mine is it? So long they don't take the yam from my suffering mouth. So this stanza is repeated 3 times in the poem. We also have the use of alliteration. This is a figure of sound. A consonant sound is repeated at the beginning of 2 or more words in a line of a poem. This is used in the following lines of the poem. You have it in lines 7, 10, 15, 17, 18, 24, 25, and 26. Please let's check it. We also have the use of symbolism. The poet uses symbolism in the poem to convey deeper meanings. The yam symbolizes the comfort and the satisfaction of the narrator. He's satisfied with his yam. So he feel not disturbed. He feel that he's not disturbed since the yam is not taken away from him. It is a metaphor for self-interest, as the narrator puts his own well-being over the others. In the last part of the poem, the man is separated from his yam. It thereby symbolizes the cycle of oppression. We also have the use of irony. What happens to Chinwe in stanza 5 is ironic. She is presented as a worker with a stainless record, but she is unjustly sacked from her job. This is an irony of the situation, and it is used to show the level of impunity in the society. Antithesis. This is the use of contradictory expressions in the line of a poem. This is used in stanza 5, line 18. Now from the poem. Just one is sacked for a stainless record. There are 2 contradictory expressions here side by side. Just one is sacked for a stainless record. A stainless record with just one net sack. Somebody that has a stainless record is sacked. These are contradictory and are used to show the level of injustice in the society. We also have personification. This is giving the attributes of a living thing to the non-living. We have this in stanza 1, lines 3 and 4. And stuff him down the belly of a waiting jeep, quote unquote. Jeep is referred to as having a belly, which is an attribute of living things. Personification is also used in lines 4, 24, 25, 26. Please, let's check it from the poem. There is also the use of simile. This is when 2 things are compared with the use of like and as. This is used in line 2, where the narrator describes how Akane is dealt with. Beaten softly like clay. We also have rhetorical questions. This is a literary expression presented in the form of a question, but requires no answer. And it is used in stanzas 2, 4, and 6 of the poem. What business of mine is it, so long they don't take the yam from my suffering mouth? This will tell us why the narrator feels unconcerned with the brutalities in the society. So that's the comprehensive analysis of the poem, Not My Business, composed by Niyi Osundare. I want to use this opportunity to introduce 2 of my books to you. They contain the recommended poems by WAEC. This one is on 2021 to 2025 syllabus, while this one is on the new syllabus, that is 2026 to 2030 harmonized syllabus. So if you need any of the books, just connect me. You can make your connection through the comment section. And if you are new on this channel, try and click on the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you'll be part of this class, and whenever any video is produced, you are going to be notified. Like this video, you are free to share it on any social media platform. Invite your friends to get us. If you have any question, you can send it through the comment section there, and it will be attended to. Teachers in the house, as I always say, introduce your students to this platform. I wish you best of luck. Let's meet in the next class.